entertaining gentlemen callers in the whorish fashion. And now I have nuts to attend to. And maybe I shouldn't say this because I know it's a terrible cliche, but it's true. I find it easier using my hands, but you may use whatever implements you prefer.
There we go. Hey guys, how's it going? Sorry that leaderboard didn't work there, kid. I don't know what's wrong with that command this evening. Something's got to be broken. I'm not muted. Jokes. But hi, kitty. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being first. Thank you for claiming your daily sausage roll. Please enjoy with one or both hands. And Limaloo, I saw you there. Thank you for claiming your daily sausage roll, my lovely. Please enjoy it with one or both hands. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that leaderboard thing. I will have to check it, but you are definitely in the lead, kitty. So don't you worry. We are gonna play some more City Skylines this evening, as we always do on a Friday. Gotta work on this park that I was building. Just sort out my tabs a sec. I think it's a bit dark. But yeah, so I have a new camera as well, so that's nice. So, because my other one was overheating, so I have a new camera now as well, which hopefully won't overheat and whatnot. But I hope everybody's had good weeks. I hope everybody is looking forward to their weekends. And we just need to work on this area a little bit and make it look nice and stuff. But we will do what we normally do when we come onto a city, load the city up on a Friday, is just look around and stuff. few people with no driveways for some reason. I wonder if this is when the houses upgrade and it's not upgrading properly. It's quite a swanky house, look at that. Considering they start off like these little tiny things, that's quite a swanky looking house. Lady Gaga. It's a bit random. Your drive pointing in the completely wrong direction. Weird. You are... What are you writing about? You are... I've got too many patients. Okay, can we do anything about that? More beds. Ooh, there's a little extension building. Cute. Should we pop that? Literally right there, that'll do. Extra 10 beds. And let's give them that as well, extra wing. There we go. That's what we needed to do. No one supplies too, but hopefully they will get some supplies soon. No issues there. Few little, not enough customer thingy bobs, but that's fine. What's this? Burnt down. Try again. Bus has crashed. Somebody's crashed in that car park. Is it lunchtime? What's going on here? This person is not happy that they live right next to a water treatment plant and half in the road, unfortunately. Can we just move that like this, please? Do we need to do it like this? Thank you. No, fine. It's because I had to do it with Anarchy and now it's not happy with me. And it's killed that house anyway, so that's fine. Honestly, it would probably make sense now that that house has got to put it onto this road. I'm confused as to why it's getting so angry with me. What we're going to do is we're going to connect that to that and that to that. There we go. What's going on here? No vehicles. Somebody's crashed annoyingly. How blooming rude. We imagine we've got all of our, all of our trains are being used. I don't think we can do anything to upgrade that anymore. That only gave you 5, that's ridiculous. Let us have a look at our train routes. Yeah, that's not a train route, that is a subway route. East gate. I can't reduce that anymore for some reason. Literally just gonna set these to be 1 if I can. It's very silly that they give you a minimum that you're allowed to get to. But hopefully that will just mean that that over there doesn't have that thing in him again. I don't remember seeing that one there. It's literally that one. There we go. Ooh, this is filling up. This is why we build this. This is why we build such a crazy sized thing. For these times when it goes stupidly busy, I don't know whether that's to do with the trains not getting in. It's not full up or anything. Do some more stone mining again. Oop. So yeah, I think that's fine anyway. I think we don't have anything else happening in the city at the minute. That is an issue. What is happening over here in this area? We've got lots of that stuff, so we don't want to go there. I was thinking about seeing if we could plop another stone mine in there. They got little bits of oil, which is quite fun. But I was thinking if we could stick another little stone mine in here somewhere, because we have a lot of stone over there, but I don't want to put any more into that area really. I would like to mix it up a bit. And so just having a little think about where I kind of like a fun place to put stuff with this little lake here. I kind of feel like I want to do this. If we do this, and then we make it bigger again. we should have managed to get rid of the water and nothing's appearing. So I would say there isn't a spawner in here. And then if we drop it down again, there is still water under here. That's annoying. You're supposed to not be any more water. Rude. Is there a spawner in here then? If we go to there, I can actually get rid of the spawners, can't I? Silly me. Right, so we can just get rid of that now. It's quite funny. So if we do this again, we should have gotten rid of the water. There we go, see, perfect. And then we can do this again. Ooh, still some water in here apparently. It's kind of like a little tiny bit on the surface is now spreading everywhere. And what I learned trying to sort out my lake the other day was that water doesn't actually evaporate in this game. Which, if you ask me, is rather silly. But there we go. And then you can go down again. Water under here. I think this is kind of like where you create infinite water out of a little bit of water. And this is not Minecraft, so we don't really need infinite water. But really what this is doing is letting us have fun terrain anyway, because this is supposed to be like a mine, which is what I have in mind. And once we put the texture at the area on here, we won't be able to see any of this because of the game, but what can you do? Because if we can hopefully, obviously it's 2 tiles. We're just about on the edge. If we grab our specialised industry. Let's close that so we can see what we're doing. There's a good way to get in. Kind of over here is kind of the closest thing anyway. But if we go to there like this, let's close that again so we can see what we're doing again. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of go around the edge of this. See, that looks lovely like that. And then we close that and we can't see anything. Right, and then that just needs to connect up to this. That's a lot of traffic there. And we get our little another road. Shouldn't need any key for this. And what I might do is we'll take it from up here. And we grab this, and it can kind of go alongside the highway. Like this. And then kind of turn into here. Like that. I think it's good. Ooh, we have got a bit of traffic going now, which is kind of cool. I like traffic. Why are you trafficking? There's just a lot of them. Can I click onto here, please? You don't really tell me where you go, do you? And there's not that many people. It's probably a case of we could have an extra lane kind of up here and stuff just to increase the capacity. But it's kind of cleared now anyway. I think it was just a little spike in traffic. What is it? Home time? Probably the cause. What's going on over here? That's just people struggling to get through. Should we give these a slip lane to continue through? Because we could definitely keep them going if we again, I don't know if it's just home time that is clocking off time if it's causing this. I don't mind a bit of traffic if it's realistic. It is kind of clearing up. Yeah, it's cleared itself up. I think that is perfectly fine amount of traffic. What's gone on here? Somebody's crashed, somebody's burnt their car down. That is fine. That is fine and dandy. I think we are good. I think we're good. Got lots of ambulance signs. Do we need to just have a little looky-see at our hospital coverage? You don't have any specific areas you're working in, which is a bit wrong. I think if we remove that, actually, we'll stick another one in here because now they've got bad coverage over here. If we plop in a little hospital or something around here, we've got this crematorium here, so we can kind of mirror that. I think we will go with maybe the little UK one. That's what my doctor's looks like. And we can set that to be in here. Thank you. And the one that was here, we will actually say don't do Hillside Crest. We will deal with Hillside Crest ourselves. I think it's fairly good coverage. But I think we can sneak in a little one. Maybe we've got these slopes, which is a bit annoying. We might be able to sneak in a little tiny one here. Like that. And so you can do that too. And I think what we just need as well is this area isn't necessarily that well connected. Because to get into here, you need to go all the way around there and stuff. I think having a little tiny cut-through road up here or something would be a good idea. So if we grab that level there, just have a little pad, and then perhaps have another little pad. Let's put it next to the hospital, and we can do a little slopey from there to there. And then we have a little alley road that can come out from the hospital, next to the hospital there. And then perhaps behind these houses, just to keep it close. Like that. Don't like not being able to see. But let's try to keep this parallel as well. connected? It looks connected. I don't understand what's going on here. And go like that. We don't need this little keyhole that is put in. That's fine. But yeah, a little tiny road there is perfect. I don't mind that cliff either, that's fine, but we will demolish and get rid of these trees that are on that. Because trees on a sheer rock face is not necessarily wholly realistic. And then this road here, we will just run it back next to this house as well. Hopefully we won't demolish anything. But there we go. So that joins up with that little switch to the next road type as well, which is perfect. But yeah, that's a nice good little connection in there. And did we set that to be in here? We did, so that area is going to have really good healthcare now. What upgrades does that have? Extra ambulances. Let's just give them some extra ambulances. What's going on there? It's invisible. The building seems to be invisible. Weird. So hopefully that will clear all those little thingy poppers. We've got a issue here with the garbage piling up. You're all 75 are going. I think there's a little thing over here that's got 2 billion things here. So I think we just have to wait for those to disappear. It's just some little buildings that have been forgotten about. But that's fine. Yeah, so I think we can get back to doing a little new area that we built. And I think the first thing we should probably do is just have a little quick look to see about the happiness and stuff, because there aren't any parks and stuff in any of these bits. We've built this little thing here, but this doesn't count as a park. And there's a few little big parks there that we need to tidy up and stuff. But the rest of this doesn't have any parks in it. As you can see how many parks we've got elsewhere. So I think we need to, exactly, I'll click on the right thing, it shows us. I think we need to just plop in a few playgrounds and stuff where we can. Just to make it a bit nicer. And a bit nicer place to live. And the issue with this is it's going to demolish quite a lot of stuff. So we will put that there, and hopefully that person can build a house there. And then do a similar thing on that bit, and that person can build in a smaller house, which we can't really see. Another one. This is a bit easier because we've got space left. Got a little tiny one there, which is perfect. And then we come over here. We can try something similar. Plot that one there. Just try and keep this off the road so I can see what's happening. There we go. Should have another little space up here we can plop a part into. This is actually really bad for park and fun stuff as well. So I think what we'll do here is we'll stick in like a dog park or something that's a bit bigger. And we've got another little bit of shopping here. So something a bit bigger next to those shops. And then maybe a little playground next to these high rises. And then another little thing over here, so maybe another little park. That's a bit of a wonky road. And then this high rise here needs something, so maybe you could have a dog park as well. All those dogs living in the high rise can then go out and get walked. It's a bit rubbish in there, but that's all farmland, so that's fine. This area has a few little gaps as well, which is perfect. It's almost like I planned it, but I didn't. Here we go, lovely. This is actually really rubbish over here too. Who even built this? Plonk. Definitely need something in here. It's also awful in our high-rise area. It's kind of amusing. We've literally not done any styling in this area, which is kind of awful. Probably need to use some of these little skinny ones. And can squeeze in places. Well, can we get one on there? Lovely. A bit better of coverage. Let's have a park under the overpass, shall we? Let's just probably put it inside somebody's house. Nope, good. But then everywhere else is kind of covered, which is good. And then I think there's just like a few little places where we've got space that we need to kind of fill in a bit more. I think it might just be a case of chucking a bunch more residential in and seeing what happens, rather than being too picky about it. Because then what we can do is a bit of tree planting and stuff. Try and turn it into this kind of tree filled area and stuff. But I think we just need to sort out this area first as well. Figure out what we're doing. There's a thingy bob there. Snap to the sides of the building. That'll do. And then we can put in a little road like here. I don't really want it connecting to the edges, which it won't do once we do this. And basically disconnecting this from the road, but that's fine. Because what we'll do is we'll come in here and do that, and then we'll do the same up here. So there's a little cross in there. Thank you, game. I don't think we can connect into that, which is a bit annoying. What we'll do is we will connect up here, like that. To style that up as a little bit of extra park, and we'll do the same on this side. Let's put that onto there like that. Line that up with the edge. And then we'll do that, and like that. And let's connect this up, like this. A little cross in there is fine. So we've got another little area. It would make sense to put a path through here. So we've got this as well, which we could probably hook into that and give a crossing to that as well. And then how about a little path to the hospital? Thank you. And then we can come this way, hook into that one. Good. And then we'll just do a tiny little bit of decorating. Let's go with the classic sticking a load of hedges around the edge. Let's just make it feel cohesive if we do this all the way around all of it. How far does this come up here? Yep, we can sneak a road in, not a road, a path down here. Like that, and that can be our top boundary there. Clicking on the random things. So another thing we should probably look at some point is mail. Because I definitely don't think I've done any mails recently. And we do that like this. But that just makes it feel like one full thing. And if we come into the surfaces, we should be able to, if we start there and go to there and come around this corner. There we go, so we have a full park type thing going on. Big field, like people could play football on this. I wonder if we can come into here, if we've got like little goals and stuff. Don't need loads of them. I don't really want to build a playground. A few little swings and stuff. Just kind of like... Yeah, so I think that is all. I don't really need a lot, just a little bit of stuff to make it feel real. Let's put in some oaks just to kind of hide up some of the edges a little bit. There we go. So that is all I think it really needs. And then we can do the same on this side of the road. And it just fills in a little space. And we basically, I think if we do exactly the same thing and make it feel like it's operated by the same people, which is obviously the city, but same gardeners, same gardening team, park maintenance team. We've got a little space for a path there, so we'll do that one. Hook it into that as well, which makes it feel correct. And then we'll come over this way and then not quite hit the road. Like that. Boop. Boop. And then a surface is what we need. This one, and we'll do this. And I'll plop this around the bend. Lovely. And then, no, I don't mind that being a big field. Let's stick an oak tree somewhere. Not a big line of them though. Boop. Don't mind that being a big open field, I think it looks quite good. And then just little trees to kind of cover that up. I think these trees, once they grow in, will be fine as well. This little triangle is intriguing to me. I want to know, have we got some kind of signature building that will fit? I doubt it. I think we've probably used all of the small ones. No. Is it gonna be... We're definitely not gonna be a... What's it called? A landmark or anything, because they're way too big. Tourist attraction, huge. It's not Chinatown. Art museum's huge. Observation tower is ginormous. Here we got a little tennis court. No, a little basketball court will not fit in here. And look sensible. Skate park's too big. Gym's kind of fits. This would be fine up there. If we could get that squeezed into here somehow, that would be good. I was playing with Move It. Continue. So, I was playing with Move It, and that's when the game gets upset with me. Let's Control H that to that road. Perfect. Control H that to that now. There we go. I want to get rid of that zoning here. Because then that means we can put housing on this road. Let's break that there. No, we don't get an extra thing, annoyingly. But extra housing on there is perfect. I think we can probably put some medium density on that side of the road though. And then that's low density. This feels like a wasted space, so let us put in just little tiny plots on that. And then we'll break it off here. So that we can stick some more in. Lovely. Just having a look around to see where we might need to put more stuff in. Here is perfect. Whilst that stuff's growing in, we will figure out how I wanted to get this road here to join up to like there or something, or maybe up here. Which might involve buying this other tile here. I think we'll do a flyover. I don't know what the terrain's like. I think it's probably fairly flat. Right there is exactly the same. Okay. So let us grab that there. Boop. Okay, a bit higher than I thought it was. Let's go to there. And this is where we'll go up. What is it? As I can actually go get a bit further along, really. And then we'll go up on the other side. And then we will try and go straight across like that. Oh, a nice little hump, which is kind of good. And then from there to there-ish, should be able to sweep round. Let's make that a bit bigger. Oh, that's the right size anyway. Lovely. And then we'll do the same-ish. And then there'll be a bridge here or something. Maybe it actually needs to aim for there because that's the narrowest point. So we do that. Or slope that way like that. Perfect. And then that is curving a bit too much. So we'll just put it back there. If we do that, let's find a nice curve there. And then connect in. And then we've got a little bridge, so let's do the bridge first. We grab that and do that. We got the little tiny bridge roadie. I'll do it just so it connects like that. And then back to this. Boop. This could be a smart curve. You don't want to connect to that, do you not? I'm annoyed that I didn't want to connect in. That feels a bit upsetting. That works that way. Thank you. And then, I wonder if we can do this, where you go boop, and then boop. Yeah, it does work. So let's do boop, boop, boop. Lovely. Very easily put that road in. A little bit lumpy bumpy. I'm gonna save a sec. Do need to go back to that lake and do a bit more styling on the lake, but I just want to get some of this infrastructure done first. Thank you. It's a bit high now, actually. Don't need to do that, thank you, game. Actually needed that high. I think it was more just the levels of the land underneath is actually what the issue is. And maybe what we need to do is just shuffle some of these a bit close to each other. Like that. So the span's shorter. What does it look like when this car goes over? A little bit of a jump. Going on in there? Is there another node? Or is it just because it's short or something? Why are you doing wiggly wigglies? It's perfectly flat. Maybe that's just what we go with. And a little bit low now. Maybe not. I think probably go a tiny bit higher. That one and that one. Not too much. And let's just smoothie that, even though it's not useful anymore. It's kind of fun to keep in as a little artifact. Then do this, smooth all these out. Lovely, so a little local road for the folks to get from this area, or from this area onto here potentially and stuff. Just a slightly different way. Obviously they can go that way as well, but yeah. Right, so we've had these grow in, which is they look fine. Let's get rid of these little paths. I might actually add a little footpath here for people to get off that end. It's a highway, so that's not an issue. What should I do first? Should I put trees in first? Shall we go with... Let's go with... What's the prevailing thing here? It's kind of spruces first. Let's knock it down to 85. And we're definitely not on anarchy. So we can just come in and just kind of like round the edges of all this. Just bring up some trees and stuff in. Anywhere in the middle, just to try and sort of blend these edges a bit. Kind of blend it in with the other part of the city. I'm not squeezing very many into this because it's very jam-packed. It just helps fill some of these areas a bit. And blend the edges of all these buildings with fences and stuff. You don't want to mess with our little gateway road that we built. We can just do all this, and then over here is perfectly fine. Just expand this forest a bit. Because this here can all be forested. Tree on this side, we can do the same thing. There's a reason why I turned wildfires and stuff off, because my city would be burning down. But yeah. And that is basically the first pass, and then we come back with this, let's beef this up so that we can shove these older trees in absolutely any gap that we can find. Brushy, brushy, brush. Let's stick some in there as well, why not? Connects up with that area. Lovely. here where we've got the highway and stuff. On this side of the highway as well. And then what we'll do, get pine trees, because they're a bit skinnier, so they should help fill absolutely any other gaps. And there we go, it just kind of adds a few extra trees into these areas. We need to sort this little area out here where we've got a square edge at the airport, but we need to do that with anarchy, so we can't just do this like willy-nilly. We have to be really careful when we use anarchy with trees, because otherwise we'll have trees in the roads. And we don't want trees in roads because people will crash into them. Getting a few trees in the middle of the highway, which I probably want to remove just for realism's sake. But yes, we've been very far away whilst we've been doing this, but we can actually go down and look and see that we've got nice trees going on. It helps blend the areas with the buildings in with the park area stuff, and got trees, and obviously all these people have trees in their back garden, so when these grow up they'll help as well. But any trees in the middle of this highway we're just going to take out, just for the sake of road safety and realism. And it also helps create a little bit of definition for the highway and stuff. You get to see these kind of like these cuts through the landscape. Could do the same underneath the power lines. Here we get our brush. Say let's not do anything. And we'll just say I need to do that though, and do that. It just creates a completely different kind of feel, which is kind of fun. How's the city doing? Something burnt down? Okay. Traffic, we love traffic. Ooh, that is a big jam trying to get through. Somebody crashed, they have. Somebody has lost their trailer. It's always boring when it's a traffic accident because you can't have nothing to fix. Somebody's been burgled. Somebody else has had a traffic accident. Phil Summers. I got a dog called Chili. Where does Phil Summers live? You live in Coleridge Bluff. It's quite nice. Not too close into the city, but you're kind of just down to the canal for your evening stroll. And there's the traffic going over here. It's quiet today. Got some ambulance issues still. I don't know if that's just a hangover from stiff 8 to 5. Would you have 8 to 5? Oh, your ambulance is out. Your building's appeared again now, so that's nice. How many people are in Beach Acres? 7,000. How many in Holly Downs now? 10,000. So maybe they just need an extra little hospital or two. This is the old way I did it, so I put all these paths in, so it's very messy looking. Where would it be a good place to stick a hospital? I'm thinking over in this area somewhere. I'm just looking for a little road. I don't think we necessarily have one ready to use. Kind of in this little area would be cute. So I'm wondering if we could just plop in an alley and break somebody's house and upset them. Helps if you use the right tool, but anyway. Like that. And then we can come back in just with a little tiny clinic. Set that is there. There's just an extra little way for them to get ambulances. And if we do the same over here, where are healthcare? There's literally one over there. Let's try and fit something in down here somewhere. Because we got that pub on the corner. Could potentially try and fit in a thing, but it's not going to fit there. Should we just go there? I don't like that. I don't like like it. I don't like it. It probably makes sense over here. Or do we put it on this corner here? It's getting close to that. I really wanted it over here somewhere. On this main road makes sense. Like that. What about over here? That's fine. So what are you doing? Are you just doing his? No, you're not. That's probably part of the issue. You need to make sure that these places are all limited to the area that they're in. Restricted to the area that they're in so that they are not sending ambulances way far. You've driven off the highway for some reason. This merging is a bit weird, so what we're going to do is make everybody's life a little bit easier. Just do that, and let's extend that a bit. That should hopefully let everybody merge a bit better. We've got an ad coming up in 8 minutes, but I'm gonna run it now so I can get the loo and I'll be back. I'm back. It took me a little bit longer because I went and got some Haribo. Because it's the only thing keeping me awake. A little bit busier. I really don't like that extra little stubby bit there. I'm not using this for anything now. It would probably make sense to use that. Just pause a sec. That's just a bit tidier. And we come on to this thingy bobber. Say remove that and say you can go into there now, please. And if we get rid of all these crossings. Is there a traffic light in here now as well for some reason? Yes. Because I'm here, I'm just gonna just imagine that somebody's crashed. It gives a reason for the road to be closed. A small one. Okay. Just a bit neater. How are we doing with that stuff? Barely touched it. And eat my quarter bottle. That's not the one we built. This is the one we built. Where they've now built a... dug this out nicely and they've built that. It's very rude. Does this exceed city limits? I thought we were inside it. Pretty. I suppose you could do that. Interesting. We could work with that, but I imagine it's probably gonna come back again at some point. We do need more stone. Can we put another one over here? No, it's gone up to 20. I thought it was at 5. Broom squeak. Fish. Where's my fish? I want fish. So what is happening with that anyway? We do need to build more houses. Should we finish this off so it looks like an actual proper shape? No, car crash. Mega car crash. Traffic. We love traffic. Just this eternal kind of stuff. Do we need to play with the priorities of these? And we give these folks priority. So that has priority. These folks have to stop. And then you just have to yield. There's literally nobody turning left. Because why would you? I told you to stop, not no. You shouldn't be doing that. Vanilla, and we're just gonna plop in a traffic light, and I can't see because of that, and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna put in the crossings on this particular roundabout, a crossing thingy bob like that, and then we'll give them an exclusive pedestrian phase, and we'll do that. And we will come here, just give extra lanes on these bits if we're going to have people backing up. This can continue doing that, and we'll do that. No, we won't do that. We'll do that, so that anybody who wants to go straight is staying in those two lanes. It's not ideal to be having a traffic light on this road because it just wants to continue. I don't feel like this can let enough traffic out with a traffic light. It just needs to let people fly through. I feel like there's just too many connections on this road is what the issue is, and having four-way connections is bad. Like here where we severed it and put it to that is probably a better idea. And so if we alternated, that one would be connected here. Not connected here, rather. So if we pause a sec, because we're going to demolish some roads, and we put back in again, put like this, that one's come out, and then this one can come out. It's a bit close to that, and then we'll do the same on the opposite side of the road, actually means that this one gets taken out. You could do it completely, but I kind of wanted to do it actually as a stub. And then if we do just upgrade each of these, not that one, that one's already done, and then that one, and that one coming in, that one coming in, that one coming in. Anywhere it might have put a traffic light on this back road. And then we can unpause and upset people. But with this now, we do that. Why are you not going that way? Thank you. But literally you all have priority and you have to stop. And you have to yield and you can just go. Honestly, this would almost be better the opposite way around. Like that. Because there's nobody turning there, really. It's people sneaking out of that junction that is ruining this. Get back into the priorities again and say you literally have to stop. There we go, so that's all cleared through now. People can't figure out what to do. I think I took off the right turn there, which is probably causing a bit of this. So shall we wonder if we can upgrade this here. Annoying thing is that this is so much bigger than that. And I just want to be able to squeeze it in. There's nothing on this side other than that. So we do this. See, that's kind of perfect. What's that one? Maybe more perfect. And the reason I say that is that we can allow them to have right turns there. But they've got two straight ons, a left, a right. And on this side it's kind of a bit weird. But not as much of a problem. If we upgrade this here, like that. I think we just need to move that to the edge of that now. Actually, that can probably get taken off that really tiny, put onto there. Makes a bit more sense. Leave that as it is because it's working. You just need to come out, don't you? There you go. But it's all clear again. I think everybody's gotten home. Gotten home from work. I wonder, while we're here messing with stuff, if that, oh, we're already using that. Oh, of course we are. I don't think there's a... No, there's not actually a 4 with 1. It would be nice to have 4 lanes. I just wonder whether that right hand lane should just do the right 2 lanes. But it's not causing an issue at the minute, so it's probably fine. Crash, crash. We need to build more houses, that's what we need to do. We built this whole bit, but we're gonna run out of houses again now. What is the unemployment rate? 1.1, not too bad. But we've still got 1,200 open positions, which is bad. Because we've not even got a full industry demand, which is crazy. Where shall we go next? We've got all this stuff now. The one thing I needed to do here was carefully come in here like this. There we go. Just to blend that edge a bit. Because we've got all this area that we could build into. But one thing I have in mind is that I don't want to build in too big a new area. If and when the update comes. Were you purposefully there? I can't remember. No recollection of putting that in. So what I want to try and do is kind of finish areas off a little bit. I'm also kind of running out of money in order to buy new tiles. I wonder if getting this little peninsula bit we can finish off this end here. So we do own all of that, but again it's kind of like, do I want to start a completely new area, or we could just kind of finish this little bit here. Oh, castle. Do my thing of putting some roads in. I know, I'm crazy. Building roads in city skylines. What I meant is kind of like following the terrain a bit and looking at the terrain lines and stuff, trying to figure out where these roads would kind of naturally fall. Go back to that. I'm just really focused on getting all these little roads in. And then a bunch of cul-de-sacs. Ooh, how far away are we from the next thing? Not very far at all. Have we missed any? I don't think so. Nah. And then it's a case of popping in all the little plots. Because we limit the size to 2 deep. So that we don't end up with big messy things. We can put trees in between, and then we got to come back and fill in all the gaps with more little houses. That like this. Lovely. I don't know which way that's going to go, that's fine. How close are we now? A bit closer. There we go. There we go. That was as much. Don't want you having a big house. It's a very laborious process. sure it was going to turn up. Get rid of that. Yay! We are a massive metropolis. Okay, 3 million worth loan. Not sure we need it. And the next one is Megalopolopolis. I'm sure we can probably unlock everything now. Up against the school. She want those ones there though. It's a little bit tricky of an area. bit of a random dip there. We're filling with houses. It's quite funny. Like this, like this. You can have a big house, thank you. Let's get rid of that because I think you're going to build that way. You are. Oh, there we go. That's all the houses we can plop in properly. Right, so the next thing we need to do is grab our thingy bobber and then do that, and we can just come along and plop in a bunch of houses wherever they fit. Hmm. Leaving the snapping on here seems to be making it go a lot faster, which is nice. Not sure if we're filling up every single space as we would be if we were really picking about exactly where to put these, but it's certainly going fast, which is kind of what I want. Don't want to be spending for ages doing this. It's kind rather boring. It looks good in the end, but it's kind of boring to do. Can we see any areas where there is gaps? There. No, I don't want an AC unit. I just want the whole thing. There. Anywhere else I can easily get something in? Not that I can see. Not that I can see. Maybe there, opposite. Yeah. There you go. Maybe. Yeah. Nice. Then it is coming in with our trees, and let's make sure we got all the settings right. Do that so that we can fill in the gaps with some nice trees. Do that so we can put it up to the edge. Blur the edge with that. Blur the edges with that. Up it a bit as we put in some alders. Some of these. It will come up here as well, just to kind of help blend that in a little bit. And again, we'll stay very far away, but it does look very good close up. If we come all the way down to the city level, just street level, we can see how lovely it looks, especially on a lovely new PC. And once these all start getting upgraded to better houses, it'll make sense. Shall we look at this district tool? Because we can get this going around all the edges now. And a key on so we can put a bit edge apparently. Donk, donk. Here we go. How many people in Beach Acres now? 8,000. Shall we upgrade stuff? No, it's kind of still okay. How many jobs have we still got? It's literally taken me like 200 jobs maybe. Or vacancies as it is. But let's at least finish that little edge off. Oh, it feels different to this because it's not got all the paths in between, but we've learnt now we don't have to put all the paths in. Where could we go next? And again, I don't really want to start an entirely new area. This is all trees. So we kind of want to avoid building anything in this. So it's kind of around these farms maybe. Maybe in that area. And stuff. Maybe we prepare this area over here and kind of like around the edges of this farmland and stuff we could put some houses in. I think that's probably a smart idea. Don't really need that tile, but we could purchase it just to be tidy. And that way we have all that highway as well. We can't buy that because it is expensive. That's fine, because I only really want to build up to the edge of this tree line. fine. Shall we upgrade this road like this? But what we'll do is we will just have a quick look at the terrain. But let's say that actually it's on a hill. It's kind of okay. If we start our road here, or do we start it right next to that? That's 6. We don't really want to go the whole 6 way. Might as well do like that. But what the plan was to trash that. Let's get rid of the snap in a sec. That. Snap it back on again. Curve like that. And then we will grab our rod again. And we will just snap in that. And do that as well. And then this road is going to come down here. Let's just use a straight line. Kind of not really respecting this topography at the minute, but that's fine. We don't actually want to go all the way up this hill though. Sure, I kind of want to be able to do that. So let us do this. We're gonna connect up here, I think, if we do that. And then this farm can lose a bit of a corner. And then this will join into here, but we'll upgrade this like this. I will snap into this road. Like that. And then connect this back up again. Do the same thing as on the other end. Like that. Then we will just pull that back about to there. Maybe. And we need a bit more anarchy, apparently. Just connect these up. Then we can just sort out this. remove your snappings because we can get this looking nice around this corner. Get this so that it's kind of got the 3 or the 2 I mean on each edge. Doesn't need that little pull out. There we go, and then this doesn't have to look like that. And it can kind of come around like that. And then get back onto its root like that. That's a bit tidier. And I got a main road through here now. And then with our little suburban roads, we can kind of try and build kind of a little, maybe a little road that follows that. And just respect the terrain a bit. And maybe we should just continue the trend of this area and do that. And then we can try and put some little cul-de-sacs off of this. We're a teensy bit limited of what we can do just because of that terrain. And this is basically building this directly into these trees already, which is kind of handy. Yeah, that matches. I hate matching. So that along the bottom is probably the most we can get there, and then on this top hill bit, kind of we can come out like this, maybe to that point. Gonna have some terrain work to fix this up a bit, but that's fine. That, and then like this, and then like this. How do we feel? It's probably okay. It's probably okay. Then, ooh, traffic. Not traffic lights, you're just going slow. Is everybody going to work or something? Speed them up a little bit. A bit of a large queue, but hopefully that'll go down soon enough. It's all filtering. It's all filtering out now. Which I believe is the technical term. Okay. Bob a bit more housing in here. The incessant clinking of adding cul-de-sacs. Indeed. A little bit of zoning. Messing up with the terrain a little bit, but that's fine. So we can fix that. Don't actually want those ones on that. I've added these in. I wonder, just to be different. It's an opportunity because they're all in a very straight line. All these ones in a straight line. If it's an opportunity to put in our little medium density stuff. Just as something a little bit different. These make me feel like they're kind of like farmers' cottages. something you might get in Britain. Obviously there's a lot of them, but and this being a slightly bigger road than these suburban roads, it kind of feels a little bit more like it might be more fitting perhaps. It swallowed all that medium demand anyway. And then on these back we can just put all in that like we do normally. I found that funny, but it was quite finished. I was in a building that felt like it was too far away from the road. Feeling a bit seasick for having that so straight upside down. And this is doing like part of our job for us, already being buried in the trees. Pop a little house on the end there. There you go. How well is this doing at filling this up? Ish. I could probably fill a bit more of this hill up with roads potentially. We need some kind of bush or trees along that edge. It kind of works. They've got nice views. They've got little balconies on the back to sit and look over the fields. It's pretty nice. Like farming sim. It's like Ah, Bayview Street. It's almost correct. Go. I think if we put some trees in and see how we get on with what it looks like. We've got lots of people coming in, so that's fine. Can probably put a little turning and stuff on there. Lots of trees. But yeah, this kind of needs turning lights on it now. It would be nice to be able to edit that a little bit. So let's move that this way. Unfortunately, it might make up. Yeah. Why don't you want to connect to that? Struggling to get this power to connect up. draw that because that had disappeared for some reason. Thank you. Once all these people move in, all these taxis go away, it'll be fine. I always like when you put these houses in, then you can't see them because of all the trees. I presume you're wanting to turn and you're not bothered to come into this lane. Silly person. Should we, before we finish, upgrade this again? What we want is like that. And then on this side, like that. Solve the issue. Also, kind of looks like it should be a roundabout. Just wonder whether we do extend this all the way a bit. For the moment, I don't think we actually need to have it in real life, but having just that extra lane for the minute, extra turning lanes and stuff will help people get through a bit faster. And then we don't have to start with a big traffic jam next time. In real life we'd have a traffic light on this, but I feel like you might look a bit nicer doing that. Stagger those lanes a little bit. But I think that is my time for today. We've done some lovely stuff. I'm not sure I'm going to raid anywhere today. So let us save this game before I forget. And I'll switch over to this window. I exit that. And we'll click onto that, and we'll close that computer down because we don't need our second PC now. But let us have a quick look to see if there is anybody who I could raid into, but I don't think there is. Not really. But okay then, I will see y'all on Sunday, and we'll do some, probably do some peak or something in the first thing, and we'll see what we do. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for the people that got their sausage rollies. See you on Sunday. Bye bye.